Welcome to our journey through Renaissance architecture, a period that reshaped the landscape of Europe and left an indelible mark on the world of design and construction. In this video, we will explore the key features, innovations, and lasting legacy of this remarkable architectural style. This is me, Jyoti Khitan, and you're watching our Candy. So, without further delay, let's get started with today's video. Renaissance architecture marks a transformative period in the history of architecture, spanning from the late 14th century to the early 17th century. This era represents a revival and innovation of classical architectural principles, reflecting a profound shift from the medieval Gothic style to a renewed focus on the art and the culture of ancient Greece and Rome. Let's talk about the key features of the Renaissance architecture. The first one is the classical orders and elements, columns and pilasters. Renaissance architecture prominently features classical orders, Doric, Ionic and Corinthian. These columns and pilasters are used both structurally and decoratively. Entablature, a horizontal structure supported by columns consisting of architrave, frieze and cornice. It often includes decorative elements such as friezes with relief. Pediments, triangular or segmental gables placed over doors and windows, often featuring elaborate sculptural details. Let's move with the second one, that is the symmetry and proportion. The balanced layout, buildings are designed with symmetry along central axis, creating a harmonious and balanced appearance. This approach reflects a revival of classical principles of order and proportion. Let's talk about the geometric harmony. Use of geometric shapes, circles, squares and proportion based on classical ratios, aiming for aesthetic harmony and balance in the design. Third one is the domes and vault. Domes became a hallmark of Renaissance architecture, with Filippo Brunellesi's dome for the Florence Cathedral being a pioneering example. Domes were often supported by a drum and topped with a lantern. Second one is the vaulting. Renaissance architects employed various types of vault, including barrel vault and groin vault, to create expansive and open interior spaces. These were often used in combination with domes. Fourth one is the facades and ornamentation. Classical facades often incorporate classical elements like column, pilasters and entablatures, reflecting the influence of ancient Roman architecture. Elaborate sculptural decorations including relief, statues and ornamental moldings are common. These often feature classical motifs, mythological themes or allegorical figures, which are the decorative details. Fifth one is the windows and lights. Large windows were one of the key features. Renaissance architecture features larger and more symmetrical windows compared to the smaller irregular windows of Gothic structures. This allows for more natural light in interiors. Oculus and round windows were used to enhance lighting and provide decorative focal points. Sixth one is the materials and techniques. Stone, brick, stucco and wood were the materials that were used in the Renaissance period. Marble, limestone and turpentine are extensively used. Their durability and aesthetic quality. Marble was favored for its use in facades and sculptural details. Brick were used in many buildings, particularly in areas where stone was less accessible. It was often used both structurally and decoratively. Stucco applied to both interior and exterior pieces. Stucco was to create detailed moldings and ornamental features. It was often painted or glided for added effect. Wood were employed for structural and decorative purposes, particularly in non-public buildings like residences. Wood was used for ceilings, doors and paneling. Seventh one is the humanism and perspective. Human proportions. Architectural design reflect Renaissance humanism, focusing on human scale and proportion. This is evident in the proportionality of spaces and the emphasis on creating harmonious environment. Linear perspective. The introduction of linear perspective in architectural drawings allowed for more accurate representations of space and depth, influencing both design and visual perception. Renaissance architecture produced numerous iconic structures that exemplify its principles of classical revival, symmetry and proportion. Let's look at some of the notable examples. The first one is the St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. Architects were Donato Bramante, Michelangelo, Carlo Maderno, Gian Lorenzo. The features of this St. Peter's Basilica was an iconic church, one of the largest in the world, features a grand dome designed by Michelangelo. The building showcases Renaissance innovations in dome construction and architectural design with a central plan and richly decorated interior. Second one is the Florence Cathedral, that is in the Florence, Italy. The architect is Filippo. Features where the cathedral is renowned for its massive dome, which was an engineering marvel of its time. Filippo innovative uses of double cell construction and herringbone brick pattern allowed for the construction of the dome without traditional scaffolding. Third one is Palazzo Farnese, Rome, Italy. The architects were Antonio Michelangelo. Features were the Renaissance palace is noted for its harmonious proportions and classical detailing. Michelangelo made significant modifications to the original design, including the facade and overall design. Fourth one is the Tempio, Rome, Italy. Architect is the Donato Bramante. Features is this chapel is a prime example of Renaissance classical design. Its circular plan and use of classical orders reflect the principles of harmony and proportion central to Renaissance architecture. Fifth one is Pazzi Chapel, Florence, Italy. Architect is Filippo. Features is located in the cloisters of Santa Cruz. The Pazzi Chapel exemplifies the Renaissance emphasis on symmetry and geometric harmony. Its elegant use of classical orders and the refined spatial arrangement are key characteristics. Sixth one is Palazzo Medici Riccardi, Florence, Italy. Architect is Michelozzo di Bartolomeo. Built for the Medici family, this palace is notable for its rusticated stone facade and the classic orderly arrangement of its windows and cornices. It demonstrates the Renaissance focus on creating grand but proportionate residential spaces. Seventh one is Santo Spirito, Florence, Italy. Architect is Filippo. This church is celebrated for its elegant and simple design, showcasing Filippo's expertise in using classical orders and geometric precision. Its interior layout is model of Renaissance clarity and order. Eighth one is Church of San Lorenzo, Florence, Italy. Architect is Philip, initial design, and Michelangelo, later modification. San Lorenzo features a clear demonstration of Renaissance principle in its spatial organization and use of classical elements. The Laurentine Library, also part of the complex, exhibits Michelangelo's innovative use of space and light. Villa Rotondo is the ninth one and it is in Vicenza, Italy. The architect is Andrea Palladio. This villa is a prime example of Palladian architecture which extends Renaissance principles into residential design. The villa's symmetrical layout and classical orders reflect the ideal of proportion and harmony in Renaissance architecture. 10th one is the Basilica di Sant'Andrea, Mantua, Italy. Architect is Leon Battista Alberti, known for its grand facade and innovative use of classical elements. The basilica integrates a triumphal arch and pediment into its design, showcasing Alberti's mastery of proportion and space. This example highlights the Renaissance architectural focus on classical revival, innovative design techniques, and the application of geometric and proportional principles to create harmonious and aesthetically pleasing structures. Renaissance architecture is characterized by its revival of classical forms, emphasis on symmetry and proportion, innovative use of materials, and a focus on creating harmonious and human-scaled spaces. These elements combine to create a style that profoundly influenced the course of architectural history. Renaissance architecture represents a transformative period that bridges the gap between the medieval and modern worlds. Its legacy endures into continued appreciation of classical ideals, architectural innovations, and the pursuit of beauty and balance in design. So this much for today's video. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please comment down below which of the Renaissance building you like the most. Till then, this is me Jyoti Ketan signing off for the day. Bye bye.